Most people stress about money because, of course, money is a scarce resource that doesn't exactly grow on trees. These days, cash is not even made from trees. It's actually increasingly made from synthetic polymers that are better at incorporating security features such as metameric inks. But anyway, that's me getting off topic. One of the biggest culprits for financial stress and misery is where people spend too much, too often, and on too many things. If this is not you, I'm sure it describes someone you know. Someone who may complain about not having enough money, but still owns designer clothes, is always eating out at restaurants, or is often found in the line at the Apple store, waiting to be one of the first to buy an incredibly expensive block of electronic hardware. This is where financial minimalism can help you because, in a world willing you to spend, control of your money is slowly being taken away from you, making your life feel more and more complicated. But it doesn't have to be. Control is yours to give or keep. And if you follow these 5 tips, those financial burdens will begin to shrink, helping you to simplify your financial life. Number 1. Actually look at your bank statement. Nobody likes to take a good look at themselves in the mirror, do they? Or have a friend or a loved one tell them bluntly and completely honestly something about them as a person. And whilst some of us reluctantly face the truth, face the reality of our situations, others prefer to stick their head in the sand. But money is an aspect of our lives we simply cannot run away from. And before we can expect things to change and get better, we have to know what we're up against. So, look. Actually look and analyze your bank statement to see what is going out and what is going in. You might be surprised by what you find. Number 2, separate your necessary from your unnecessary spending. What are your essentials and what are your luxuries? Rent, utility bills, food, etc. are your essentials, aren't they? So, what about the things you buy which are nice to have, but you don't actually need? Look through your spending history and create a simple list separating these 2 categories of items. You could do this by month. You could also add up how much you're spending in each category. This really simple exercise will then give you a very useful picture of where your money is going and how you can redirect your money to simplify your financial life. Number 3, cut. This one sounds a bit negative, but it can actually be quite a liberating experience. Looking at your unnecessary spending items, you cut as many of them as you can. Some cuts will be easy, whilst others will be a lot harder. For example, you might really enjoy not cooking and having a takeout meal every Friday, and this is something you really don't want to give up. In these kinds of cases, try thinking about possible substitutions. Can you get the recipe and make it yourself at home? Or at least make a partial cut, like only having a takeout meal every other week. You might be surprised at how cutting down on luxury spending can actually make you feel better and less stressed than before you made the cuts. Number 4, lock up or cut up your credit card. Banks are devious. On the surface, giving people credit sounds like a very nice thing, like we the bank trust you to spend money and pay us back within our reasonable payment terms. You think, great, I can be more flexible with what I buy. But this is the catch. Unless you are very careful, it is incredibly easy to overspend on a credit card. And the banks know this. In fact, they count on it. The way they make money is to charge you interest, quite often at a very high level, on top of any overdue payment amount. And if your circumstances change and you struggle to pay the money, that interest can become a real monster that has the potential to destroy your life. So be minimalistic. If there is any chance of this happening to you, lock up your credit card, or better yet, cut it up. If you remove the temptation to overspend, you are far less likely to overspend and end up pulling your hair out in debt. And this brings me neatly onto number 5. Avoid running into debt. Debt is the antithesis to financial minimalism. Therefore, it must be mitigated, reduced, and if possible, completely avoided. Debt is an obligation which hangs over you and prevents you from moving on with your life. If I was to rank these 5 tips, I would actually put it at number 1 in terms of its importance to living a simplified and stress-free financial life. If you are in debt, this should be the first thing you look to address. Whether it be through refinancing or debt consolidation, it needs to be brought under control with a long-term view to eliminating it. Like credit cards, debt is appealing to those thinking in the short term. But don't be fooled. Unless you have a very clear plan on how to manage it, you are better off being a minimalist and avoiding debt altogether. So, how much of a financial minimalist are you? Do you think any of these tips can help you to living a less stressed financial existence? Feel free to let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you found this video to be helpful, please leave a like and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And until the next time, stay sharp, stay hungry, and stay cash bright.